Bart's friend falls in love, the technical third season finale of The Simpsons, although, much like last year, we'll save that for the next episode because it pretty much isn't, but broadcasted first on May 7th, 1992, written by J. Kogen and Wally Wolodarsky, and directed by Jim Reardon. In this episode, Milhouse falls in love with a new girl, Samantha Snakey, played by Kimmy Robertson from Twin Peaks, jeopardizing Bart and Milhouse's friendship. Bart eventually calls Samantha's father and lets him know what's happening. Her father takes her away, which leads Bart and Milhouse having a fight. Meanwhile, Homer orders a subliminal cassette tape to help him lose weight, but is sent one that helps him increase his vocabulary after the weight loss tapes were sold out. And before we delve into my thoughts on this episode, I think you know what I'm about to start this off with. Let's talk about the greatest film parody the show has ever done. The opening, which is basically a rip of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Why, you little...
I mean, that's easily the best parody the show has ever done. Not only do the animators perfectly capture all the elements of the famous ball chasing scene from Raiders, but they got everything else down, from the timing to the lighting to the music. Everything about it just works. It's just such an amazing parody, one of the best the show has ever done. The rest of the episode, though, was pretty bad. Okay, maybe bad is a strong word, but it's more forgettable than bad. Let's just call it that. Yeah, it's got some good funny moments, like the Fuzzy Bunny PSA parody. You know, the kids watch the parody and watch the PSA, and then the voice announcer, voiced by Phil Hartman, which might be Troy McClure, gets to the part where Fuzzy Bunny and her girlfriend go on have the honeymoon, and you know the kids are freaked out about it. And Mrs. Krabappel's just like, she's faking it with her cigarette inside of her mouth. Like, that's great stuff. And this bit in particular, which I'm more than convinced that this was probably the inspiration for the Itis episode of the Boondocks.
We take 18 ounces of sizzling ground beef and soak it in rich creamery butter. Then we top it off with bacon, ham, and a fried egg. We call it the Good Morning Burger.
Yeah, you can make the argument that soul food also was kind of that too, but I'm sorry, I can't think of this without thinking of that episode of the Boondocks. But I digress. Other than that, though, the two stories they got going here really aren't that amazing. The relationship between Milhouse and Samantha are decent overall, but there's nothing about that story that makes us believe that it was going to last after this one episode, and sure enough, it falls into the same cliches we've seen done before in other stories like this. And on top of that, the Homer losing weight is another subplot that kind of gets pushed off to the side, and really has kind of already been done to death. I mean, Brush with Greatness, we talked about at the beginning of the month, was a much better episode, and once again, we have a situation that we know is not going to continue into another episode. It's just Homer going to be going back to the same person he was before, so what's the point of even giving us an idea that this will continue when we know it's not going to? At least with Brush with Greatness, they at least stuck with that, where he was 239 for the course of the entire show, but I don't know. Bart's friend falls in love is just kind of lame. The two main stories don't go well because we've been down this road before, not just in The Simpsons, but with other shows, and we know that the motivations and points are going to go into other episodes, so it feels needless. The comedic moments can stand out very well. There's some really good ones here, and if there's anything good to take away from this episode, it's those. But everything else, this is one you definitely want to skip out on, honestly. But like I said, it was the season finale, sort of, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow.